Hello, grade 7 students. In this video, we're going to continue with the nutritive needs of the green plants, part 2 for the week 27 in semester 2. So we saw that we have four important nutritive needs for the green plants. We have the light, we have water, we have carbon dioxide, the CO2, and we have the minerals. We said that the green plants, they are the plants that contain the green pigment, the chlorophyll, which is the pigment that absorbs the sunlight in green plants that are called the chlorophyllc plants. First, we covered the experiment that's talking about the green plants and water. We said that the objective of this experiment, or what do we call it by the aim or the purpose or the goal of this experiment, is to study the importance of water for the growth of green plant. And also we said that the posed problem is similar to the aim, but it should be in the form of question. So you have to say, what is the importance of water for the growth of green plants? And this is the posed problem. Here we have two plants, 1 and 2, one containing water, and the second one, it lacks water. Lacks meaning that it doesn't contain water. The word lacks. So drawing the table of condition, so you have to draw the table of condition containing the four important nutritive needs: water, minerals, light, and CO2. And sure, you have to put the results in the conditions and results. Sure, you have to put the legend, plus means presence and minus means absence, and also you have to include the title as shown here. Both plants they contain minerals, both of them they contain light, and both they contain carbon dioxide. However, the difference between this, that plant 1 it had water, while plant 2 it didn't. So here's the difference, and here what do we call it by the variable factor. So the variable factor here is the water. So here indicate the variable factor in this experiment. So the variable factor is the water. Second, you have to compare the aspect, the appearance, the shape of the plants. Plants 1 that are watered, they are tall and green, while plants 2 that lack the water, they are shorter and they are yellow in color. Also, analysis of the experiment: after watering plants 1, the plant they grow tall and green, yet without water, the green plants in 2 they become yellow and die. They wither, they become yellow, and finally they will die. So the first conclusion was the green plants they need water to grow tall and green. Second conclusion was about the mineral salts. So the objective or the aim or the purpose is to study the importance of mineral salts for the growth of green plants. We have two plants A and B. Plant A was placed in distilled water. What does it mean of distilled water? Distilled water meaning that there is no minerals. It contains no minerals. Wherever the second one, it was placed in mineral water, meaning that it contains minerals. Okay, so here we have to know that in presence of minerals it grow, and the plants leaves they grow well, they grow tall, it grow normally. However, in distilled water that lacks minerals, it grows short and the leaves they are smaller in size. So the table of condition, sure, you have to draw the table using a pencil, using a ruler, and you have to fill it using a pen. So we have four important conditions: water, mineral salts, light, and CO2. And sure, you have to put the results. Both the plants they contain water, both plants they contain light, both plants they contain CO2. However, the difference, plant A contains no minerals, while plant B it had minerals. So this is the variable factor. So the green plant they grow slowly in the absence of minerals, while they grow rapidly and normally in the presence of minerals. Don't forget to put the legend for the table, plus and minus. Plus means presence and minus means absence. And don't forget the title of the table showing the conditions and the results. So the variable factor, mineral source, compare the aspect, the appearance, the shape of the plants. Plant A that is grown in distilled water in the absence of minerals, they are short, while plant B that's grown in water, rich in mineral salts, they are tall. Analysis, with distilled water, the plants doesn't grow well. However, with water rich in minerals, the plant B grows fast. What is the conclusion? This is the conclusion number 2. Minerals, the plant, they need minerals in order to grow fast. Now, let's move to the new ideas for this session. Green plants and light. So what is the objective of this experiment? Is to study the importance of light for the growth of the green plant. So if you want to move for the pose the problem, that should be in the form of question. So what is the pose the problem? What is the importance of light for the growth of green plant? This is the pose the problem. What is the importance of light for the growth of green plants? Okay, for the growth of green plants should be in the form of WH question. Okay, and don't forget to put the question. As you see, the aim and the pose problem, they are very close to each other. Here we have 2 plants, 1 and 2. One that's placed in darkness, and 2 that's placed in the presence of sunlight, so they cover it with a black box that prevent the light from reaching to the plant. Here we have wheat plants, and we watered the soil normally. We have CO2 and everything is okay, except that we don't have sunlight. After 8 days, so here we have a duration. In addition to the conditions, we have the duration, 8 days. The plants, they are yellow and they are not well developed. However, in plant 2 here, we have normal condition, normal light, sunlight, and the plant, they are green and they are well developed. So the difference between these two, here we have light, while here we have darkness, so there is no light. So complete the following table of condition. Sure, we have to complete the table of conditions here. You have to add for this the duration. So water, light, CO2, and duration. Here we didn't mention the minerals since they didn't mention it. So complete the following table of conditions and results. Water is present in both. CO2 is present in both. Duration is 8 days. You can add, if you want, you can add the minerals. While the light is present in plant 2, while its absence in plant 1. Sure, don't forget the legend. And the result, the green plant, they are yellow and not well developed, wherever in plant 2, they are green and they are well developed. And this is the title, table of conditions and results. This should be drawn using a pencil and a ruler. The variable factor in this experiment, comparing the aspect, analysis, drawing a conclusion. So the variable factor is the light. It's present in plant 2 and not in plant 1. Compare the aspects. Plant 1 that is grown in darkness without the sunlight, it's yellow and not well developed, while plant 2 that is grown in the presence of light was green and well developed. Analysis. So in the absence of light, plant 1 becomes yellow and it's not well developed. However, in the presence of light, plant 2, it becomes green and it grows well and it's well developed. So conclusion number 3, green plants, they need light to grow well and to remain green in color. Otherwise, they will not grow well and they become yellow in color if we don't have light. So till now, we have 3 important elements. First, water. Second, minerals. 3, the sunlight or the light. Moving to the fourth experiment, which about the green plants and CO2. Also, the objective or the aim or the purpose of this experiment is to study the importance of CO2 for the growth of green plants. So here we have two plants A and B. Plant A is found inside a glass jar. Was transparent. It allows the light to go through it. So we have plant 15 days later. This bean plant, it grows normally, grow tall, and it's green in color. However, in plant B, it was the same conditions, but we have here potassium hydroxide. What is the role of potassium hydroxide? Potassium hydroxide had the symbol of K capital, O capital, OH. So it had the symbol of K, O, H. So potassium hydroxide, it absorbs the carbon dioxide from the air. So here, in the presence of potassium hydroxide, it absorbs all the CO2. So there is no CO2, no carbon dioxide. So the plant here becomes yellow in color, not well developed, and eventually it will die. So the variable factor here is the CO2. Here we have CO2 in plant A, while in plant 2B we don't have CO2. So complete the following table of conditions from whenever we mentioned fertilizer mean the a supplement of minerals. So it supplies the plant with the minerals. Both of them they have water, both of them they have light, both of them they have fertilizers, and CO2 in air. It's present in plant A, it's absent in plant B. So the result that plant A grows normally, while green plant they wither and they become yellow in color and they will die. Don't forget the legend for the table and also the title for the table. So the variable factor is the carbon dioxide, CO2 aspect of the plant. Let's compare them. So plant A that's grown in the presence of CO2 is tall and green. However, in the absence of CO2, plant B it withers and becomes yellowish and finally it will die. So analysis in the presence of carbon dioxide, plant A becomes tall and green. However, in the plant absence of carbon dioxide, there is no CO2. Plant B, it withers and becomes yellowish and finally it will die. So the fourth conclusion here, the green plants, what do they need? They need carbon dioxide in order to grow well. So can you conclude? We can conclude that green plants, they need water, they need mineral salts, they need carbon dioxide, and they need sunlight to grow well. These are the four important elements for the growth of green plants. Thank you.